Okay, first of all, we bought this house. We've been here about 12 years, and I've just done a little bit over time, and I will show you here. I'm in the backyard. This right here is a chicken coop because we used to have chickens, and I don't have any anymore, so that's coming down. And this maple right here has had some damage on it, and of course it's always losing limbs. We're in Kansas, so we get a lot of heavy storms and winds, and there's always limbs coming down. So that tree is coming out next week, and I'm going to put my greenhouse or slash cold frame here. I'm not sure what it will consist of, but I'm thinking about it. But I've got to find a place. See these wind chimes? I absolutely love them. They weigh about 50 pounds, and I'm not sure how tall that is, but I am going to have to find some other place to put them because I definitely am not going to store those away for very long. I love hearing them, and what's funny is my husband, who's not a gardener, likes them too. But anyway, I've got some native scarlet honeysuckle back there on the fence that's kind of done blooming. It might get some more blooms on it. But this was just kind of a little shady area, which won't be anymore once that tree comes out. And when the tree guys come, they have to come up right through there to get up to this tree. So I'm going to have to dig up some plants back here and move that bench. So that's what I'm going to be working on this morning while it's cool outside. But I'll show you what I've got over here. I've got this old bathtub that I want to get moved once I redo everything and either make it a water feature or a planter. Maybe see if I can buy some feet for it, even if they're not the antique ones. I also have a little bitty in-ground pond right here with a little solar fountain, which when the sun's on it, it does work. But my mother gave me this little statue right here, and so I just thought that was cute. And I got some bronze fennel here for the black swallowtail butterflies. They love to come and eat on that and eventually turn into their butterflies. So our yard slopes, and so instead of fighting it, what I did was I made a kind of a dry riverbed here. And this is actually where the water does drain off of our property. And I went ahead and also I have this little bridge over it, and it goes on to the end of our property, and it does actually work really well for getting the water to drain away. We've had so much rain lately, though, it has really sometimes been a little backed up, a little flooded for a day or two till it can drain away. But let me take you over here. This is our fire pit area. I did have to add soil to this and a little retaining wall to level it because of the slope of our yard. But we like to sit out here, especially in the fall when it's a little chilly at night, and enjoy a nice fire. And then I also have this little fire pit someone gave me. And since I didn't really need it, I put water in it with my little solar fountain and some little kind of nautical balls. And they float around in there. I'll have to come back and show you a picture when the sun's on there. But the moving water keeps the mosquitoes from laying eggs in there and populating that. We also put up this gazebo. This is the third season, which is what I figured it would take for these vines to get growing up and over, but they finally are. And this is such a nice little area. Once these vines get over the top, it will be so nice to sit under there. I have used it several times when the shade's on it, but in the evening, for a while anyway, there's sun on it, so we don't really want to sit there to eat our dinner because it's a little too hot. And this is my folly. What this was it was an old chicken coop, and they had turned it into a shed, and they had put this metal siding on there. And we were going to tear it down, and we got that metal siding off and found this old cedar barn wood. Isn't that gorgeous? And I told my husband, I said, we're keeping it. So he cut a big opening for me. We put a little bed in there and some chairs. And I actually put little curtains on there because you can close that off if you want to kind of close it off or maybe get the sun out in the evening. But sometimes I sit in there or lay in there on that bed and read, and really actually have enjoyed that. And I'm thinking actually about either getting rid of that bed or moving it a little bit and maybe starting to do yoga out here because I think I would enjoy it outside. So anyway, and then this is the path along the east side of my house that I just made, and I have just some trees in here. There's some clematis, Jack Manny, and I have a peach tree. There, you can see some peaches on it. So this is the first year that I have had peaches on it. And I'm afraid, because this tree tends to bloom earlier, and then we get a late frost. So I may not have picked the right variety really for long term, but I am just thrilled that we have some on there this year, and we'll see what happens with that. And I'll take you around here, and as you can see out here, there's some more limbs down from this maple tree up here, and it's getting trimmed but not taken out. I really don't want to lose that one. But this is a crabapple tree, and this is just a little patio area I had made when we first moved in. And I call it my travel tree because every time I go somewhere, which is not very often, but I get little things to hang in it to remind me of where I've been. So I got this from the Arbor Day farm in Nebraska City, Nebraska. And then I've got, see my blue moon over there? I just brought it back from the Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. And I thought that'd be pretty, especially with when the sun does come through it. Let's see if I come back up here. And then I have some other things, like I have this brass star that was from San Antonio, Texas. And I have one from Waco because we went to the magnolia silos and it fell off, and I think it's under some mulch and I can't find it. I need like a metal detector. But that's an old bicycle my neighbor gave me when we moved in. I asked her what she was going to do with it, and she wanted to know what I wanted it for, and I said, I just think it's cute yard art. So she gave it to me, and I have enjoyed it ever since. So yeah, here's the limbs down over another shady area. And so I've got to move those today and at least get them off my plants. But now I'm coming around. Sorry, I know it's sunny here. And my front porch looks horrible. I had painted it. Shouldn't have done that. So I'm trying to let the paint just wear off, and then I'll stain it so it'll look better. But I have my water barrels, and these are my front porch planters, which are doing pretty good. And I've just got a bunch of different stuff in here. I just decided, instead of trying to be so formal about things, I'm just going to plant things I like and let it go. And that way I kind of like a more natural feeling. And if you see this, look, I got my tomatoes in here too. Because this is actually the best area for sun for my vegetables. So I've just planted them in here with my flowers. And actually when the tree guys come, I'm going to have them take out this hedge here. I had planted that, and I do like having a hedge there. But again, now that I'm having to really try to cut it a lot to keep it sized the way I want, I think I want them out, and I want to get something that I don't have to maintain so much. So I think I might go with some like Sprinter boxwoods. They don't get very big, and you might have to trim them once or twice a year, but these things want to get like 5 feet tall, so I'm constantly trimming them. Look, here's a new hydrangea, Limelight. I think it's a little lime that I bought this year, and it's getting some blooms on it. I planted a couple last year, and so far no blooms showing up, so I don't know. I'm going to have to keep my eye on that. Oh, look here. This is my green peppers. I put them in a pot this year, and you can see I've got some on there. So I'm loving that. And look, my aunt gave me this other fire pit. So I'm just setting it right here for now until I figure out what I want to do with it. But yes, my house is 2 different colors. When we bought this house, it was built in 1911. We remodeled the main part of the house. And this back end, which was added in the 70s, has that really sloped roof that on the inside you can just reach up and touch. Anyway, we eventually went to knock off this back part of the house and redo it. It may be more cost effective to, I don't know, my husband says he's in construction, to just tear down the whole thing and rebuild it. But anyway, for now we're living with it. It's very livable, but it's something we would like to change one of these days. So anyway, okay, that's pretty much it for now. And I will just see you next time. Thanks for watching.